You think you are having a conversation. You think you are exchanging ideas. You think you are safe. You are wrong. You are stepping onto a battlefield where the weapons are invisible. You walk into a meeting, a dinner date, or a negotiation with a clear goal. But 10 minutes later, you walk out confused, agreeing to a favor you don't want to do, or apologizing for something you didn't do. You didn't lose the argument because you were wrong. You lost because you didn't know you were in a combat zone. Smart manipulators don't use force. They use verbal judo. They use your own politeness, your logic, and your empathy against you. They set traps in plain sight, and you walk right into them because you are looking at the surface, not the structure. If you don't learn to spot the trap before it snaps shut, you will spend your life as a pawn in someone else's game. Why is it so easy for a highly intelligent person to twist your reality? It is because your brain has a fatal flaw. It is a mechanic called truth default theory. Evolutionary biology wired us to assume that people are telling the truth. In a tribe of 50 people, trust was survival. Skepticism was expensive. Your brain prefers cognitive ease. It wants a smooth social interaction. It wants to nod. It wants to agree. A smart manipulator hacks this mechanism. They don't break the machine. They just lubricate the gears so you slide right past your own boundaries. They exploit a psychological concept called the consistency principle. Once they get you to agree to a small, harmless premise, your brain forces you to agree to their conclusion just to stay consistent. They get you to say yes to something tiny, and suddenly you are saying yes to something massive. You are not being overpowered. You are being outframed. You are here because you are playing checkers, reacting to what is happening right now. They are playing 4D chess, setting traps 3 moves ahead. Today, we hand you the rulebook. We will break this down into 3 strategic pillars, covering the 5 methods of control. Pillar 1. The architecture of reality. This contains tactic number 1, frame control. Whoever sets the frame wins the game. The frame is the unstated context of the conversation. It is the lens through which everything is viewed. Imagine you are late to a meeting. You rush in, apologizing profusely. "I'm so sorry, traffic was terrible." You have just framed yourself as the subordinate who made a mistake. They are the judge. You are begging for forgiveness. But look at the manipulator's frame. They look at their watch, smile thinly, and say, "I'm glad you could finally make time for us." They have framed your lateness as a character flaw, not an accident. They have positioned themselves as the benevolent authority who is tolerating your incompetence. Smart people manipulate by setting a frame where you are trying to impress them. If you find yourself explaining yourself, justifying your actions, or seeking validation, you have lost the frame. The counter? Do not step into their frame. Break it. If they say, "Why are you being so defensive?" a frame that says you are emotional, you pause. You do not defend yourself. You say, "I'm not defensive, I'm precise. Let's look at the data." You reject their reality and substitute your own. Once the frame is set, they need to limit your movement. This brings us to tactic number 2. The double bind. This is the favorite tool of corporate sharks and toxic partners. They give you 2 choices. Both choices lead to their desired outcome, but because you got to pick, you feel like you have free will. Do you want to meet Tuesday at 2 p.m. or Wednesday at 4 p.m.? The option of "I don't want to meet at all" has been removed from the table. You focus on Tuesday versus Wednesday instead of meeting versus no meeting. Do you want to do the dishes? Or do you want to fold the laundry? You're doing chores either way, but you feel relieved because you avoided the one you hate more. This exploits your brain's desire to solve the problem in front of it. You become blind to the options that aren't presented. The counter? Step outside the binary. Neither of those times work. I'll let you know if my schedule opens up. Recognize when the menu is rigged. Now we get into the advanced stuff. This is how they get you to reveal secrets. Tactic number 3, the Socratic sniper. This is manipulation through questions, not statements. A smart person never tells you you're wrong. That triggers your ego defense. Instead, they ask questions that force you to admit you're wrong. Instead of saying, your idea is stupid, they ask, how does this plan address the budget deficit in Q3? They lead you down a path of logic where the only destination is their conclusion. You think you walked there yourself, but they were holding the leash the whole time. If you feel like you are being interrogated, you are. They are mining you for information while giving nothing back. The counter? Answer a question with a question. That's a complex issue. How would you solve the Q3 deficit? Force them to show their cards. Put the burden of proof back on them. Tactic number 4, strategic silence, the void. Most people are terrified of awkward silence. We are social animals. Silence feels like rejection. A manipulator will ask you a probing question. You answer it. Then, they do nothing. They just stare at you. They maintain eye contact, but they don't speak. The silence creates pressure. It builds in the room like gas. Your brain screams, fill the void, fix the awkwardness. So you start talking again? You over-explain. You reveal details you meant to keep private. You bid against yourself. You negotiate down your own price just to get a reaction. The counter? Embrace the void. Make your statement. Then shut your mouth. Look at them pleasantly. Count the tiles on the floor if you have to. Let the silence hang there until it crushes them. The first person to speak loses. Tactic number 5 is the most dangerous because it feels good. The labeling trap, weaponized validation. They say things like, you are such a generous person. I know you're the kind of person who never gives up. You are so open-minded. This isn't a compliment. This is a cage. By labeling you as generous, they have made it psychologically painful for you to be stingy. That is, say no to their request for money or time. If they say, you are so open-minded, and then propose a terrible idea, you can't reject it without feeling like you are betraying your open-minded identity. They are locking you into a character role that serves them. They are handing you a script, and if you go off script, you create cognitive dissonance in your own mind. You want to be consistent with the label. The counter? Accept the compliment, reject the contract. I appreciate that. But even a generous person has limits. Do not let their label define your boundaries. So, how do you navigate a world full of traps? Do you become paranoid? Do you stop talking to people? No, that is weakness. The shift you need to make is from participant to observer. When you are in a conversation, most people are 100% in the movie. They're feeling the emotions, reacting to the words, getting angry, getting happy. You need to be the director. You need to be watching the movie while you are in it. The Stoics called this the citadel. It is the understanding that words are just sound waves. They have no power over you unless you grant it. When someone tries to frame you, double bind you, or silence you, do not get angry. Get curious. Look at the tactic like a mechanic looks at a broken engine. Ah, he is using the Socratic sniper technique? Interesting. Oh, she is trying to label me. Clever. The moment you name the tactic, it loses its power. You stop being a puppet dancing to their strings, and you become the one holding the scissors. You don't need to defeat them. You just need to see them. Once you see the gears, the magic trick is ruined forever. Conversation is the primary interface of human existence. If you cannot control this interface, you cannot control your life. You will always be working for the people who can. We have covered the offense, how they attack you. But you are still vulnerable to the defense, how to shield your mind from their emotional radiation. I have uploaded a briefing on the Gray Rock Method, the ultimate defense against narcissistic controllers. It is on your screen now. Don't be a pawn. Stay sharp. Disappear.